Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, check your bank account, and there it is. $1 million. Not a dream, not a scam, a clean tax-free million wired straight to you. Sounds like the ultimate fantasy, right? But wait, here's the twist. You're not the only one. Every single person on Earth, all 8 billion of us, just got the exact same $1 million. No conditions, no strings attached. One question, what happens next? The moment the world realizes what's happened, things go wild. Social media explodes. Banks are flooded with panicked calls. Businesses close their doors. Why? Because when everyone becomes a millionaire overnight, nobody wants to work. Your local barista, gone. The guy driving the delivery truck with your Amazon package, he just bought a plane ticket to Bora Bora. And your boss? Yeah, they quit too. Money as we know it begins to lose its meaning in minutes. That morning, a loaf of bread costs $3. By lunchtime, it's $300. By dinner, $3,000. Inflation doesn't creep in, it detonates like a bomb. When everyone has $1 million isn't worth what it used to be. Picture this. Gas stations are empty because truckers stopped driving. Grocery store shelves are bare because no one's working the warehouses. Hospitals are short-staffed because even doctors decided they'd rather sip margaritas on a private beach. Society runs on people doing jobs, but with $1 million in the bank, who's punching the clock? The global supply chain collapses almost instantly. It's not just luxuries, it's food, medicine, clean water. With nobody producing or delivering, the true value shifts away from money and towards survival essentials. Suddenly, a gallon of clean water is worth more than a stack of cash. And that's when reality hits. Wealth isn't just numbers in a bank account, it's what you can actually get with it. In the middle of the chaos, a new kind of economy emerges. That one farmer who stayed on his land instead of fleeing to the Bahamas? He's the new billionaire. Why? Because he has food. The mechanic who didn't quit? He's suddenly more valuable than gold because he can keep the few remaining delivery trucks running. It's no longer about money. It's about skills, resources, and survival. The people who can provide essential goods and services become the new elite overnight. Ironically, the millionaires who relied on convenience, who never learned to fix a car or grow a tomato, realize they're holding a fortune that buys nothing. In less than a month, cash has no power unless it's tied to something tangible. Governments around the world scramble to contain the fallout. Emergency laws are passed. Banks freeze accounts to try to stop hyperinflation. Some countries switch to ration systems, handing out food and water directly instead of using currency. Others impose new forms of digital credits tied to labour hours instead of cash. In some places, martial law kicks in to control riots as desperate people fight over dwindling resources. And here's the kicker. That free million? It wasn't really free. Central banks start demanding taxes on the payout. In some countries, people wake up with $1 million and a $500,000 tax bill due immediately. Suddenly, that life-changing gift becomes a life-changing curse. But beyond economics and government policy, something deeper happens. Humanity starts to show its true colours. For some, the $1 million becomes a way to help their communities. People pool their resources, share food, build local barter systems, and try to survive together. For others, greed takes over. Hoarding, theft, and violence skyrocket as everyone scrambles to turn their fleeting wealth into power before it evaporates. Families are torn apart, friendships are tested, and one massive question starts echoing across the globe. Were we ever chasing money? Or were we chasing security, happiness, and meaning all along? Fast forward a year, the world looks completely different. Traditional currency is almost worthless. A new economy based on tangible goods, skills, and trust has taken over. The people who thrived weren't the ones who spent their million on yachts. They were the ones who invested in land, food production, and community from day one. For most, that $1 million became nothing more than a lesson. money without value behind it, isn't really wealth. But something else happens too. Without the traditional grind of 9-to-5 work, many people are forced to confront who they are without their jobs. Some discover passions they never had time for. Others spiral into depression, realizing money didn't solve their deeper problems. The world learns the hard way. You can hand out cash, but you can't hand out purpose. So now, let me turn it to you. If you woke up tomorrow and saw $1 million in your account, but knew every single person on Earth got it too, what would you do first? Would you rush to buy land before prices exploded? Would you invest in survival supplies? Would you quit your job on the spot? Or would you try to use that money to build something bigger than yourself before it all came crashing down? And here's the even bigger question. Do you think money itself has value? Or is it only worth what society agrees it's worth? In the end, this isn't just a hypothetical about cash. It's a question about humanity. If wealth was suddenly in everyone's hands, would we rise together or fall apart? Would money set us free or prove that true wealth was never green paper or digital numbers, but something much harder to buy? Stability, purpose, and each other. So, would you celebrate your new million or start preparing for the end of the world as we know it? Let me know in the comments below. What's the very first thing you would do in a world where everyone is a millionaire